Okay, in the previous example, we used the trig function to find x, and x was an angle. Let's do that again. This time I'm going to explain less and just show you another example of this type of problem. First of all, that's my angle, which means that that side across from it is of course the opposite. The side that's across from the right angle is always known as the hypotenuse. Which one uses an opposite and a hypotenuse? Let's remember. SOHCAHTOA. It looks like the opposite and the hypotenuse goes with the sine. That's what the S stands for. So let's write that out. I have the sine of angle x is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse, which in this case is 6 over 10. So the sine of x is equal to 6 over 10. But what I want to know is, what is x? So I'm going to use the inverse sign to undo the sine on both sides. So I have here the inverse sine of the sine of x is equal to the inverse sine of 6 over 10. The inverse sine undoes the sine and I get x. And on this side I bring it down, the inverse sine of 6 over 10. And now I need to use the calculator. The calculator tells me that when I press second and then sine and then put in 6 over 10, this gives me x equals 36.869896765. But we want to find this. Let's see what it said. It said we want to find this to the nearest hundredth of a degree. So we'll go back to our problem. Let's look at the hundredths place. That's the tenths place. That's the hundredths place. After the hundredths place is the thousandths place, and this is bigger than 5. So when we bump that up, we end up with x is equal to 36.87 degrees.